The Iron Man that we all know and love, the one and only Tony Stark, the one and only Robert Downey Jr., believe it or not, at one point in his career in the early 2000s, no one wanted to work with him. Nobody trusted him because of his struggles with addiction, because of his history as a bad boy and his struggles with the law, until one person came along and gave him a chance. Mel Gibson.
He said that if I hugged the cactus long enough,
completely restarted Robert Downey Jr.'s career that may never have happened if it wasn't for sobriety, recovery, and then Mel Gibson. So I'm going to share this video with you, kind of talk through a few key points.
Actually, I asked Mel to present this award to me for a reason, because when I couldn't get sober, he told me not to give up hope, and he urged me to find my faith. It didn't have to be his or anyone else's as long as it was rooted in forgiveness.
Talks about faith founded in forgiveness, and this isn't a religious faith. This is a faith and forgiveness of ourselves. Honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with that we have to forgive ourselves of our mistakes. We have to forgive ourselves of the past. We also have to accept forgiveness from others while we try to make amends to them. But it's having faith that that will work, that forgiving ourselves will allow us to be free of the past so that we can step into a new future and kind of put ourselves on this road to redemption.
And I couldn't get hired, so he cast me in the lead of a movie that was actually developed for him, and he kept a roof over my head, and he kept food on the table. And most importantly, he said that if I accepted responsibility for my wrongdoings, and if I embraced that part of my soul that was ugly, hugging the cactus, he calls it, he said that if I hugged the cactus long enough, I'd become a man of some humility, and that my life would take on a new meaning. And I did, and it worked.
Hugging the cactus, loving the ugly part of yourself. That's not only forgiveness, but that's that self-love, knowing that we are not defined by addiction, we are not defined by the past, that it's okay to be a mess up, to have made mistakes, but we can forgive ourselves, we can hold ourselves accountable, we can also love who we were so that we can eventually become something bigger and better, which again, it's just a prime example right here in this video of this story that was given to Robert Downey Jr. by Mel Gibson, which is the beautiful thing that hopefully you can learn to hug yourself as well so that you can have your own kind of redemption moment and have a second chance that you deserve. But let's finish up the story here with the video, because there's a nice little twist in all of this.
All he asked in return was that someday I help the next guy in some small way. It's reasonable to assume that at the time he didn't imagine the next guy would be him, or that someday was tonight. So anyway, on this special occasion, and in light of the recent holidays, including Columbus Day, I humbly ask that you join me, unless you are completely without sin, in which case you picked the wrong industry, in forgiving my friend his trespasses, offering him the same clean slate you have me, and allowing him to continue his great and ongoing contribution to our collective art without shame. He's hugged the cactus long enough.
And then Robert Downey pays it forward by holding everyone else accountable in that probably judgy world of Hollywood and the elites of, not placing blame anymore, because Mel Gibson went through a bit of a rough time after saying some unfortunate things and probably suffered a lot because of that. But as you can see, Robert Downey Jr. is asking everyone else to forgive him, to let the past not define Mel Gibson any longer. So he's using the whole hug the cactus thing. Eventually in sobriety and recovery, we have to pay it forward, and we also have to help others forgive themselves and help other people forgive others as well. And it's a really beautiful thing. So a very cool testament to sobriety and recovery, in my opinion. Robert Downey Jr.'s story is quite amazing and quite powerful. If you want to know more about Robert Downey Jr.'s journey and story, check out that video right there, because it's his life in a nutshell. Talk to you soon. Bye.